Friendly fire. That's a strange expression, isn't it? It surely the ultimate oxymoron. How can fire be friendly? And yet we all know how the phrase is used. It's used to describe what might be the worst way of dying, killed by your very own. Since October 7th, in the battle between Hamas and Israel, 22 Israeli soldiers were killed by friendly fire, 5 by irregular fire, by mortars or aerial bombs, the rest in operational accidents. For the sake of comparison, 263 soldiers have been killed since the start of the ground operation in late October, meaning almost a fifth of them died as the result of an accident. What a terrible tragedy for all involved when you're hurt by friendly fire. We Jews are no strangers to this problem. And at no time of the year are we more aware of it than during these weeks, during the festival of Pesach and Shavuot. This period of time in the Jewish calendar is a special one. We read in last week's Torah portion that we count the 49 days from the second night of Pesach until it's completed 7 weeks later with the festival of Shavuos. This is referred to as counting the Omer, which had agricultural meaning in ancient times, but which our sages always saw as a joyous time. It's like a bride and groom count the days to their forthcoming marriage. So too do the Jewish people count the days from their liberation until the marriage that took place between God and our people at Sinai. This is supposed to be a joyous time in the Jewish calendar, but as you know, it's not. It's been turned into a sad time. Observant Jews will have no haircuts, won't go to weddings, won't attend concerts or parties during this period of time. So some won't even shave as a sign of mourning. Why? What happened? According to the Talmud, it was during this period of time that 24,000 of the students of Rabbi Akiva died from a plague. And why did they die? Mipnei shelo nahagu kavod zeh lezeh. Because they didn't show proper respect one to the other. Think about what this means. These 24,000 were students of the greatest of our sages, Rabbi Akiva. They were scholars in Torah. Even more, according to some historians, they themselves had been soldiers in the revolt that Bar Kokhba led against the Romans. The revolt failed, but they survived. They survived the mighty Roman army, but they couldn't survive each other. Shelo nahagu kavod zeh lezeh. They didn't show proper respect one to the other. They were felled by friendly fire. It didn't start with the students of Rabbi Akiva, and it didn't end with them. Under Pharaoh, Jews suffered most from their own overseers. Romans used Jewish spies to humiliate and defeat Judea. So much so that a special prayer had to be inserted in the silent Amida to warn against them. Jews were persecuted by Jewish converts in the Middle Ages, and it was Hitler who wanted certain Jews to be Hitler to other Jews. And in our own time, Yitzhak Rabin fell victim to the threat not from without, but from within, not from an Arab, but from a Jew. Indeed, His security guards had properly protected him by standing in front of him, never realizing that the greatest threat came from one of his own people shooting him in the back. We're suffering from people like that today. People like Jonathan Glazer. He won an Oscar in March for the Holocaust film, The Zone of Interest. And he got up there, and what did Jewish Jonathan Glazer say? Right now, we stand here as men who refute their Jewishness and the Holocaust being hijacked by an occupation which has led to conflict for so many innocent people. Or what about the organization Jewish Voices for Peace? They published a Haggadah this year, and in their Haggadah, you know who Pharaoh is? The Israeli government. And they have a list of the 10 spiritual plagues of Zion. We have lots of so-called friends like this these days who are firing at us and causing so much harm. And it's not only them. In some ways, friendly fire affects all of us, parents and children, husbands and wives, brothers and sisters. We're constantly hurting each other, not with bullets, but we shoot each other down with friendly fire. When a little kind word would mean so much, we get hit with friendly fire. The reality of life is the greatest injuries, the greatest hurts, the most serious wounds taking place around us are not taking place because of COVID or car accidents or terrorists in the Middle East. The greatest hurts and wounds, the ones that are so difficult to heal, are taking place in our own homes, to our own flesh and blood, who fall victim to friendly fire. This coming Sunday is a special day in the Jewish calendar. It's Lag BaOmer, the 33rd day in the counting of the Omer. It's a day of parties and bonfires and celebrations and weddings. It's a day on which the mourning period of the Omer ceases. Why? Because it was the day that the students of Rabbi Akiva stopped dying. It was on this day that they stopped taking aim at each other with friendly fire. Let it be a time for us to learn from them. We all at times have been victims of friendly fire. We all at times have been perpetrators of friendly fire. We all can learn to forgive and reconcile. We can all learn to drop our weapons that are causing so much hurt and pain. Let this Shabbos before Lag BaOmer remind us to watch every word we say. No more friendly fire. No more hurting the ones closest to us. Instead of friendly fire, let us take these words to heart. Cease fire. Shabbat Shalom.